Hey, it's me, Te-Erika. I am 46 years old. I live in Chicago, Illinois right now. And tonight I'm recovering from my wild trip to Las Vegas. And I want to tell you all about it. But before we get into that, I want to make sure you're comfortable. Pause the video and go get you something to drink or put it on while you're in the car and you got like an hour drive or you got some time. I make these videos for people who want some companionship, need some company. Hey, Kenneth. Oh my gosh, Kenneth. It's a live chat. So when you see me talking to people, I'm not just talking to the ghost in my head. People are chatting live. And if you've been subscribed for more than 10 minutes, you can chat with me. You can ask me anything. Some questions I don't like how much money you make. But even if you want to ask me that, you can ask it. And I'll kind of figure out how to tell you without giving away all my business. But Kenneth Bell, I met Kenneth, way long time ago in LA. We ran into each other on the street. And I was in North Hollywood. I'll never forget it. And he was like, "You're Te-Erika." And I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Give me a picture." He asked for a picture because he had found me on YouTube. And I was so cool. And ever since then, I've been keeping up with him. And he comes and checks in with me. Last time he checked in, and I remember, you know what I'm saying? So you think, oh, gosh, this lady, that's her YouTube, her Facebook, and TikTok, and stuff like that. And she ain't going to remember. I'm going to remember who you are. If you tell me about your life, I'm going to remember it. I do. Because I don't get that many people coming to my chats anyway. So I appreciate the people who do come hang out. So last time I checked with Kenneth is a dancer professionally. But last time I checked, he had stopped because he wanted some money. He was like, "I'm tired of being broke." So he went and started working a corporate job. He was living in DC. If I'm right, let me know I'm right. And so now you tell me what's going on with you, and I'll tell you what's going on with me. I am living in Chicago right now. This is I think it's my third time paying rent, so 3 months. And things are going well. I have to say my life is better now than it has ever been, ever in my experience. As you can see, I'm drinking orange juice. In a little while, I'm gonna have some soup. I'm not feeling well. I'm sick. I started feeling sick as soon as I got back from Vegas, and then I was just like, you know what? That makes fucking sense. All them strangers you was around, touching everything they was touching, plus the men you was touching on. Like, come on now, you got to have picked up something. So I'm gonna tell you about my wild trip in Vegas. It was crazy. Can I say I moved back to Dallas and still in corporate America? Oh my gosh, I didn't know you were from Dallas. Wow, I was just in Dallas for almost a year, like 11 months. Oh my gosh. Tanita, hey Tanita, you caught me at the beginning. Go get something to drink. Go take off your bra and lay on the couch and listen to me talk about my trip to Vegas. You came at the beginning of the video. And I'm going to try to talk for at least an hour. So you and me and everybody else, when they want some background noise, you just want some company, somebody just to be talking to you, you can watch this video at any time. So this is companionship. So for me, Te-Erika. So happy Friday. Tanita said, "You know I'm on time today." She wasn't on time last week. So she was like, "What happened?" Like, I just be rambling anyway. So shout out to Tanita. Thank you so much for joining the live. And everybody else, thank you for the likes. If you like my content, click like right now. If you like my content, go ahead and leave a comment, send some hearts and all that other stuff. Let me know you like it. And as you can see, I got on my Las Vegas Aces shirt because I went to Las Vegas. So let's talk about this trip. Let's see. So basically, I got the Go Wild Pass, which is a pass that gives you unlimited flights for 20 months. And you buy the pass one time and then you just pay taxes for the flights and that's it. And I was like, should I do it? Let's try it. And I'm so glad I did because this trip to Vegas was $68 round trip. $68. And then Vegas is important to me because I remember being younger, especially when I lived in LA. And I will always say, if I can go to Vegas, that means I made it in life. Because to me, going on a vacation, without that's different. That's something special to me because that means you got double money. Because vacations be costing as much as your bills. So if you got money to go on a vacation and pay your bills, you doing good. And I can't say that I've always been having that. I don't think so. One time I think I came the whole time I was living in LA, and I lived in LA for 6.5 years. I took one vacation outside of the city. The whole time I never left the city until it was time for me to go to my son's graduation at the very end, right before I moved away. I left there. But I only went on one vacation, and that was to Chicago for a weekend. And that was the only time I ever left LA the whole time I was there, you know. So this is a big deal to be able to go to Vegas for me. And I was only planning a short trip, and my goal was to go there. And I'm so hot, y'all. I have a fever. My goal was to go there and eat all you can eat crab legs, because you know they say at the casinos they be having all you can eat crab legs, and I've heard that rumor, but I've never been to a casino to try it out for myself. But when I looked online, I saw that it was true. They had different casinos, and the casinos had crab legs. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go on an all you can eat crab leg tour in Las Vegas just for a couple days, and I'm just gonna hit up 3 spots. I looked at the top 3 all you can eat crab leg spots, and I'm gonna go to them. So I booked my flight, and what's interesting is getting to the airport from. I live in I would say South Dallas. I'm in Chicago, Te-Erika. You're in Chicago. I live in. I'm in the south side of Chicago, and I had to get to the airport. And how did I do that? I wanted to take public transportation because I wanted to learn how to do it, but also because it's about a $65 ride in Uber, and I didn't want to spend that. So I hopped on the Blue Line train, and it took me straight to ORD. And what was interesting, I was on the train at like 5 in the morning, and it was nothing but men there. And it was kind of scary to me because you know that recent issue where the man had just stabbed the woman on the train, and I was nervous because I was like, golly, anything could happen to me. It's pitch black dark out. You know, I'm down here with all these men. But honestly, as I looked around at all the men, I was like, they just trying to go to work. They ain't trying to bother nobody. They just trying to go to work. And the other men who weren't trying to go to work, they were just looking for a place to sleep. You could tell people just go get on the train at night to have somewhere safe and comfortable to sit down if they don't have a home. So finally got the ORD. Finding my ticket counter was easy, but can I say I was a freaking driver of 15 in? What does that mean? And finding my ticket counter was easy, but the problem I ran into, which I had not had dealt with before, was actually checking in and getting through TSA. The reason it was a problem getting through TSA was because I had a name change. Remember, I legally changed my name in 2022, but I hadn't changed over any of my identification documents or anything like that, my driver's license. I just let it, ride. And but this, when I got to Chicago, I changed everything. My social security, my driver's license, everything have my new name on it, which doesn't have a last name. So when I go to try to present myself or make a reservation, I have to put a last name in, which is a problem because I don't have one. So that was an issue, but they got it all squared away. They had some kind of code that they could put. And I even though I left earlier than I anticipated, I still was the last person to board the plane. But when I boarded the plane, I had to, take a connecting flight. And I just chose a seat and sat down, and we flew. And when it was getting to going to my second connecting flight, because the first plane was running a little bit late. As soon as I stepped off the first plane, I heard now boarding, and they was talking about my flight to Vegas, and it was like gate A56 or something like that. And I was like 56, and I looked. I was on A80 something. I was like, how the hell am I gonna get there in time? Can you run? And I was like, hell no, Te-Erika, you can't run, but you can walk fast. So I was just walking fast as I could. Like, there's no way I'm gonna miss this. There's no way I'm gonna miss this. Then I kept hearing final boarding call. I'm like, oh hell no, there's no way I can make it. So I just kept going and kept going. When I finally got there, the man they hadn't closed the gate, and they were saying, they looked at my boarding pass and said, you still need a seat. You need to go talk to them. Talk to them. They gave me another printout. Finally made it on the plane, and I just sat anywhere. I saw this lady sitting by herself, and the window seat was open, so I sat with her, and we were quiet the whole time. We flew. We didn't say anything to each other, but as soon as the plane landed, we both looked at each other like, dang, because it was kind of choppy. Like that landing was like a boom, boom. We was like, goddamn. And she was like, Whoo, she was like, usually I hold the person's hand sitting next to me because that makes me nervous, but I spared you that this time. And I said, that's okay. I would have laughed if you did that. And she said, I said, do you live in Vegas? And she said, no, I'm just coming for the WNBA game. And I said, oh, if I had known that there was a WNBA game, I would have probably went, you know. And she said, well, if you want to go, I have an extra ticket. I said, are you sure? She said, I said, when is it? She says, tonight. I said, I didn't have any plans. I was just want to eat crab legs. And she said, okay, give me your email address, give me your phone number. And she signed the tickets over to me, transferred them over to me. And she was like, okay, I'll see you tonight. I was like, oh my God. So I was so excited, like, oh my God, I get to go to a WNBA game. I've never been to one. I've seen news about some of the girls. I've, definitely seen the clips and stuff from when they walking into to practice or walking into the game and they gotta strut their stuff and be all cute and stuff, and some of the gossip, but I never watched the game and I never, thought that I was gonna go to one. So I was very excited about that. The first thing I did was find transportation, and I couldn't go to my hotel because it was still too early. And of course, the check in is in later afternoon, and I was there in the morning. And what I learned is when you go to Vegas, they're gonna like immediately kind of guide you towards the taxis, and the taxis seem pretty cheap. It's like $25 to take you to any of the hotels that's on the strip. But if you take an Uber, it's cheaper. It's cheaper. A man told me that. He said the Uber is cheaper, and all you gotta do is go upstairs and go out there and call one. It's cheaper. And I was like, oh, okay. So I went over there and I did that. The Uber driver was cool. I told him, don't take me to the hotel, take me straight to the buffet. Oh, Kenneth say 15 north to Vegas from Los Angeles. You always went to Vegas. See, everybody would say they taking a day trip to Vegas and stuff, and I always felt like I couldn't go. I couldn't afford to go. So that's why this is a big deal. So I told the Uber driver to take me straight to the buffet, and I went to this buffet called the Wicked Spoon. And I had heard, like, the way people talk about it online, they just not giving it its due justice. First of all, the Wicked Spoon buffet is inside the Cosmopolitan Hotel. The Cosmopolitan Hotel is so gorgeous, so well decorated, so beautiful. Everybody looks so upscale. It was just so nice. I was like, why don't they, hype it up a little bit more? But anyway, I went into the Cosmopolitan, went up to the buffet. It was about $50, $55 with taxes. And when I say that buffet was the best buffet I ever went to in my life, like I was like, you grow up on Golden Corral and Homestown buffet, but nah. It don't compare to what the offerings that this buffet had. This buffet had everything from breakfast to all kind of gourmet stuff, and the people cooking things live for you. Dessert station was as big as the regular buffet you go to, like when you go to like Chow Time in Tallahassee and stuff like that. Everything was amazing, and the crab legs was not no baby crab legs. There was not no little children, childish crab legs. They was real size crab legs, and you can get as much as you want. But I couldn't only get so much because my stomach is only so big. So I was very disappointed. But I was just like crab legged out. Let me see if I can show y'all some pictures. Eventually I might make a video. But yeah, here it is. I do have. These are them crab legs. You see them? They were so good. We get as many as I want. Yes, I was so happy. Can you imagine? Oh my God, I just still taste them right now. But that buffet was everything. I just had a little bit. I love buffets because I don't cook. So to me, just ordering one plate is kind of boring. I just like to take one spoonful of this, one spoonful of this, one little piece of this sushi. I like to taste everything so I can have a whole bunch of different taste experiences. Because I know when I get back home, I'm gonna be eating Lunchables and chicken nuggets. I don't cook. So that's why when I go out, I like to have a variety, at my disposal. So I can have all these different taste experiences. But that thing was so good. And I filled up my hump with crab legs. And I was like, I don't ever want to see another crab leg again. So after that, it was time for me to go to my hotel to check in. I did that. I forgot about all the people that come up to you trying to sell you, trying to get you to go to the timeshare presentation and offering you money. I'm like, what kind of money? They're like, yeah, we're going to give you $150 where you can use it for food or for gambling. And I was like, I don't really need any of that, and I don't want to sit through a timeshare. I said, please, I wish you good luck. And I wasn't even mad at them people because I used to have that job. I used to be one of them people that when you walking by, I used to work at Bayside in Miami. And when you beautiful family come up, wow, what a beautiful family. Let me tell you about this great treat we have for you guys today. Let me tell you, we're gonna send you on a cruise all around Miami Bay. And I would just talk to them and try, come on over. All you have to do is just sit through a presentation. You don't have to buy anything. Just sit there and listen to them and tell them no. I'm sure that your family would enjoy. Come on, sign up. Like I used to be one of the people that was doing that. So I get it, but I was like, nah, I ain't doing that. I spent another quarter of my time doing that. Kenneth say the shuttle is the cheapest 20 round trip. There was a shuttle from LA to Vegas? No, you should have told me. What shuttle? You talking about in Vegas? Oh, okay. You talking about from the airport to the thing. Okay, well actually my Uber from the airport to my to the buffet was like $16. So it was definitely cheaper. But so went there, was fending off all these people trying to get me to sign up for timeshares, and went to go do the check-in, and finally got my key, went up to the room and was like, my house looked better than this. I ain't gonna lie, man. I chose like a cheap hotel. It was a huge hotel, but it was pretty cheap, and I could see why. Because I was just like, they need to let me decorate this, and I don't think I'm the best decorator, but they just did not do a good job, and the bed was hard. You know how I am. I'm not gonna just say everything was wonderful when it ain't fucking wonderful. Therefore, when I do say something is good, that means that shit is good. I was like disappointed in that room, but I said that's okay. You ain't living here. Because this would be unacceptable if I had to live there. I was like, no, I can't. I would tell them you better do better. But you understand here, you're supposed to be just sleeping here for whatever. So I checked in, but I was so tired from eating all that food that I just wanted a nap. And I set my alarm so I can wake up and get to the basketball game on time, because the basketball game started at like 6. Woke up from my nap and immediately took a shower, got dressed, and went to the try to figure out how to get to the basketball game. And then I saw this sign that said the tram will take you to the Michelob Ultra Arena. And I'm like, oh, there's a ride. So I was like, oh, I ain't gotta take an Uber. I just happened to see the sign. And I followed the people that was going, and I seen this one guy, and he had on a jersey like from the WNBA. And I was like, you going to the game? He said, yeah. I said, is it okay if I follow you? And he said, like that. And then so literally I'm following him through the crowd. He's going through all these twists and turns, and I'm trying to keep up with him. But to me, he didn't want me to be following him because he was walking so fast, never once looked back to see if I was there. Just was gone. And I was keeping up behind him. And finally, when we got there, he just looked and he just said, like, going this way. I'm like, God damn. I think what's interesting now that I'm older, I don't get the attention from men that I used to get, and it's kind of, I ain't gonna say it's disappointing, it's kind of empowering. Like I don't feel like a target anymore. No guys don't really come up to me and be like, hey beautiful, a lot, or trying to ask me for my number. I don't think, I'm trying to think, in Chicago, I don't think anybody's asking me for my number in Chicago. Not one person. I told you about, I see a lot of fine ass guys in Chicago. It's just full of them. And I was like, I need a break from this. Like, hopefully in Vegas, I don't see nothing now. It was no lie. I ain't see no fine men in Vegas, because I was like, and I was looking, because I was used to seeing them around Chicago. I didn't see none. But I don't really get approached. But so it was interesting to see interaction with a man just brushed me off. He was a younger guy too. Maybe it's just younger guys because they see the gray, in my hair, and they be looking at me like, old lady, but I wasn't trying to hit on him or anything like that, but at least smile or be cordial, or, here you go, I hope you have a good time. That bitch was like, I was like, okay. So I just went in and, was looking around all the people. It was packed. Got me some snacks. I got me Doritos, but they've set it up like nachos. And I was like, okay. And I got a lemonade, and I went and I found my seat, and they started the game, and it was amazing. And when I tell you, I don't know too much about basketball. I definitely don't go any games, but I am now a fan. As you can see, I got on my Las Vegas Aces sweatshirt that I bought after the game, and that game was so thrilling. It was all these strong and powerful women bouncing the ball, running back and forth, passing. It was fast. It was going. I didn't know if I could make it, because usually I don't like to stay to events for more than an hour. If I stay for more than an hour, that must mean I'm having a really good time. But I could not leave this game. That game was amazing. Did you see the Las Vegas Aces play the Indiana Fever? And oh my gosh, there was this player I just automatically felt like I was supposed to root for the Aces because I was in Vegas. So I was screaming for them. They gave us towels, so we was whipping the towels around. It was not just a basketball game, it was a production. And it was so exciting. And I was just like, oh my gosh, the best parts I liked about it was when they would, the other team, the Indiana, the visiting team would go to do their free throw. And then they would say, the announcer would say, um, they're doing their free throw. Everybody get your towels in the air. And everybody would say, boo, 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 trying to distract them so they didn't make it. I was laughing. I said, that's so mean. But I started doing it too. I was like, boo, boo, miss it. And it was so fun. And then I like when they would shoot, boom, and they'll make it in. They'll be like, this one girl, her name was Asia Wilson, number 22. And they'll be like, MVP. She was like the star. Every time they gave it to her and she shot it, she'd get it in. Boom. Everybody was like, MVP. It was so crazy. It was so scary. I was just like, oh my God, I can't believe this is too much. And I was scared because they was going back and forth. They'll make some hoops, then they'll make some hoops. Everybody was just back and forth. You couldn't tell who was gonna win. It was so scary. Then we got to the fourth rounds. Or the fourth quarter, and it was still close, really close. And then it was like 86 to 86 with 20 seconds on the clock. And I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Everybody was just pacing around, everybody holding hands, like, oh my God, aces. And we were so scared. I know I was so scared. I was praying. I was like, oh my God, I need them to win. I don't know what's gonna happen. And then the clock was just winding down, foul. Nobody's getting it in, and boom, the game is over. But it's still tied. So now they got to go into overtime. We got 5 more minutes on the clock. We got to see. Come on. Boom. Basket. Yeah. Finally. Right when it was just a few seconds on the clock. Boom. Explosion. The Aces won. And we was like, yay, we won. Aces. We going to the finals. I was so happy. I was so like, I can't believe I stayed there that whole time. And jumping around, I could not sit down. I was like, hell no. I was there by myself. Wait, actually, the girl who gave me the ticket, she came and sat with me for a little while, but she left. But it took my breath away. It was just like, damn, this what y'all be doing this why y'all watch sports? Because if this would happen when y'all watch sports, oh my God, like wow. Oh my God. And then you know something crazy happened? A girl hurt herself. She fell down. And everybody came crowding around her, putting towels so you couldn't watch her. She laid there for a long time. And everybody was just quiet. And then everybody in the audience stood up. And she stood up. And they walked her off and she was hobbling. And everybody was clapping for her like a moment of respect, even though she wasn't on our team, the Aces team. And I was like, that's kind. Respect for our entertainment. But it was fun too because on the big screen, they had like all these pre-made videos. So when the Aces would hit the basket and into the basket and make the points, basically the other team would get the ball and run to the other side. So as they run into the other side, then they play this big thing on the screen of the Aces players saying, defense, defense, defense. And they were showing the girl basketball players doing this. Yeah, come on, stand up. It was so fun just watching it. I was like, yeah, it was so fun. It was amazing. Man, I went back to the hotel just smiling, and I couldn't find my way back to the hotel because I had followed that man there. So I just was walking kind of lost. And before I knew it, I was back in the hotel. I'm like, how the fuck? I took the train here. Then how did I walk back? I don't know. And when I checked my steps, I only had like 8,000 steps that day. I was like, I don't know how I did it, but I did it. That was amazing. I definitely was looking for the schedule to see if I can go back to see another game, but it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Because they're going to play, they're in the finals now, so they're going to play the next 2 games in Vegas. And I'm not gonna go back that quick. And then the games, 2 games after that, they're gonna play in Phoenix. And I looked at the prices on that. I'm not doing that either. So I guess I'm gonna have to. I don't even know how to watch it on TV. I don't know how to watch TV and watch sports and stuff like that. I don't know, but I hope maybe I can figure it out because I want to watch them at least one more time, and even if I'm at home, wear my sweatshirt because they really made me feel important and it felt great rooting for them. And I was just so happy to see these women out there being powerful and athletic and stuff. It was really good. Like even the girl who invited me, her name was Kate. And she said, "Now you're gonna be a WNBA fan for the rest of your life." I said, "Why not?" So, Tanita said, "That sounds fun." It was fun. So I went to sleep. I really don't only sleep for a few hours at a time. So when I woke up, I was feeling rested and happy. And I tried to go find some water. And guess how much that water costs? $7. $6.95 for some goddamn bottle of water. I said, "Excuse me, do y'all think we rich?" And they was like, "The hotel think y'all rich." They was very kind. The hotel I stayed at, although it wasn't very nice and comfortable, the staff and stuff was very comfortable and casual. It wasn't no stick up people, like that. Everybody was just talking to you and chilling, and even the girl. One time I went to try to go get some French fries, and the girl was just like, and she was just acting stupid. It was just fun. So anyway, I got some water for $7, and then I went back to my room and I had brought all my stuff. I brought my laptop, my light, my little small stand. This is what I use. I use this stand when I'm not home, and I put my phone in it, and then I put this light, and that's how I record. Did you hear the story about the da la 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 la? And then so it sits there and I can record. So that's what I took all of this with me, and then I need my laptop because when I'm making the graphics, it's just easier for me to create them on my laptop for some reason. Even though I take my tablet as well because the tablet's bigger, so I can see when I'm researching and stuff. It's bigger. I just got not. I got the mini, the iPad mini. I didn't even get the regular iPad because I don't want no big ass thing. But this is so amazing. It's easier for me to see. And then when I do my videos, if it's not just if you see like a green screen background with pictures on the back, it's because I wrote a script and I took the time to make images. If you just see me just sitting here and talking on the video, I didn't write a script. I'm just saying it from my imagination or from my memory. So yeah. So and when I write the script, I email it to myself so I can read it. I'll be reading it and then pause it, read line for line like that, so I won't forget anything. But anyway, so yeah, I took all my equipment because I knew I was like, I'm going to Vegas, but all I planned to do was eat. And so I was like, okay, I didn't think I was going to do anything else. So I was like, I'll just be making videos. I love making videos. I know it's supposed to be a vacation, bitch. Why are you trying to work? Because I enjoy it. I enjoy entertaining y'all. I feel like it's my responsibility to make sure y'all got something new to listen to and to talk about and to, so this is my job and I love it. So I'm going to always be creating if I can. So I did that. I found the story I wanted to tell, then I wrote the script and told the damn story and posted it. And then I took a nap. No, and then after that I was hungry. So I went back to that same buffet I went to. I know I said I was gonna do a tour, but I was like, I want to eat there again because it was some stuff that I didn't get to get the first time because I don't have that much room in my stomach for all the food. So I went back to that hotel, that Wicked Spoon buffet, and I talked to a police officer, and I said, "Do you eat here every day?" And he said, "No, I don't eat here every day." He said, "But we are allowed to eat at any casino for free." I said, "Really?" He said, "Yeah." And he said, "But this is the best one." I said, "I can tell. Yeah, I can tell." So so I went and I ate all the crab legs again and all the dessert again. I just ate whatever I want. I ain't give a fuck. Who gives a fuck? And then I went back to the hotel, and this time I took a nap because I knew I had to go to another event, which was the Spear. The Spear is this big ass round dome type theater, and outside of it, let me see. Outside, let me see. I know I got a picture. I got a lot of pictures. Like I can really make a good video. Let me see. Oh yeah, here's a good one. I look crazy. Here it is. If you can see, that's what the spirit looks like. Like you standing outside of the earth, but on the inside, it's like a movie theater. And I went to go see The Wizard of Oz. So basically, they digitally remastered it and they made it so beautiful. If you can see how beautiful that is, that came out a long time ago. They took the old one. They took the old one and just made it beautiful again. Let me see if I look at they took all the put all the colors vibrant, made everything beautiful, and this is big ass screen from top to bottom. And the crazy part about seeing a movie at the Sphere is they try to make it like immersive. So at the very beginning, when Dorothy's house starts to float away in a tornado, because it's so huge, you feel like you in that fucking tornado. The wind is blowing, leaves are blowing all around you, and it's right in your face, and you're like, "Oh my God, what's good?" You kind of dizzy and shit. Like, God damn, me and the girl next to me was like, "What the hell?" We felt like we were about to pass out. And finally, the house stopped, and everybody started clapping because that was amazing. When they shake the apple tree, some apples drop down on you, but not where I was sitting because I bought the cheapest tickets right at the top where the people working. But if you sat like kind of lower, you get the apples, and then when the little monkeys was flying around, they put out some monkeys with to fly around you. But that wasn't where I was sitting. If you sit lower and pay a little bit more money, you can have that more immersive experience. But I don't care because I still enjoyed it. But I was honestly more impressed with how that thing was packed to capacity. And afterwards, I looked up and it said it seats 18,600 people. And I was like, that thing was it was only a couple sections on the side that nobody was sitting in, and everything else was full. So how much did they make? Let's Google it. I mean, let's calculate it. Let me find a calculator. So if everybody paid at least $100, that's how much I paid. I paid like $114 times 10,000. How much is that? $1 million. $1 million per show. I went to one show, they had another show right after it. If they making at least $1 million, and I'm talking about I paid the cheap tickets. Most people didn't pay that. $1 million. God damn, per show. And they had 2 shows per day. I was like, God damn, there was so many people there. It was cool, it was a good experience. And after that, I was like, okay, I didn't know the app be messing up sometimes, when you're trying to call for a ride. So I just started following the crowds to see what happened. And we ended up in the Venetian Hotel, which was in walking distance, I'm guessing, because I walked on over there. And the Venetian is this big ass hotel. It seems kind of fancy, but from what I saw, it just looked like a big mall. And I was not there to shop, so I was not interested in going into nobody's stores or anything like that. I did get this shirt, and I did get one Las Vegas shirt, a t-shirt, because it was like $5, but I wasn't there to be bringing a bunch of shit home, at all. So, and I got a $5 Las Vegas, tote, which is awesome because it got a zipper, and the rest of my totes don't have a zipper on it, and that's gonna be helpful when I be taking the rest of my trips. But went through the Venetian, finally got a ride and back to the hotel. And just as I was about to go to my room, I was like, okay, well, one thing I wanted to do, but when I looked it up, they said that they was not having a show, was the Thunder from Down Under. And if you don't know what that is, Google it. I'm gonna Google it, so I'm gonna show you what that means. I'm gonna show you. Here's a Thunder from Down Under, the girls' night with all the men from Australia. I went to the strip show. I was like, okay, but when I looked it up, it said no show tonight. And I was like, well, let me just walk by, and see. And when I walked by, I seen women going in. And I said, they dancing tonight? And they was like, yeah. I said, oh, shit. While I'm here this Vegas, why don't I just enjoy the show? So I got me a ticket. I was there by myself. The show started, and the host was like, listen, y'all allowed to touch them in any way y'all want to. They're not going to say no. I was like, well, that's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to hear. I went and got me a drink, sat down. They came out. I don't know what I was doing. Maybe because I was it was only one other black girl sitting way in the cheap seats. I didn't sit in the cheap seats because fuck it. I'm having a good time. So I sat over there in the front. And they kept coming up to me. And when they came up to me, I was like, ooh, touching them, smacking that ass. Come here. And all the girls were like, oh my God, you're so crazy. I'm like, bitch, we can touch that. We paid our money. Smacking that. That was so funny. They were dancing, they was getting it. Ooh, I think I got some video. Let me show y'all. Yeah, honey, but it wasn't that. Them ladies was too stuck up because first of all, these men, they want to be touched. They want to be objectified. They want you to smack that ass. They want you to tell them, come here. They want you to, be rowdy. And I was the only one doing it. I was like, what's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all ladies? Y'all supposed to objectify these men. So let me see. Oh, here go one. Here go a good one. That's right. I was like, take that shit out. Here you go. I didn't know what to do with them. They was acting scared. But I wasn't scared. I was not scared. Not one bit. You came out with your shirt off, gonna take your pants off in front of me. You know what time it is. Don't play games. I'm about to smack it. I'm about to touch it, rub it, flip it, rub it down. Oh no! But yeah, that was fun. Like I literally went back to my room just floating, really very happy and excited, and just like, oh my God, I had me a blast. And then I went to sleep, and I had to wake up early so I can get on my flight back out of there. And I'm so glad I went. I'm so glad I did that. And I'm so glad that I just had a perfect time. It was nobody stressing me out. There was nobody telling me you ain't acting right. Oh my God, I can just imagine just hearing all the complaints though. Stop being so wild. Why are you doing that? I don't want to hear none of that shit. That's why when I go by myself, I can have fun. I don't have to hear no complaints about how wild I'm acting, how much fun I have, how much money I'm spending. Bitch, it's my money. I'm going to get the best tickets. I'm going to get the appetizer, all this shit. I'm going to do the shit because I'm having fun in my life. So the crazy part is when I finally got back to Chicago, I was trying to figure out how to get back, it's because I didn't remember the route I took, but the people at the airport were so kind. They were like, yep, you got to go downstairs, you got to get on the blue line. They say CTA to the city and you there. I'm like, oh, okay. Finally found the blue line, boom, sat down. But this time it was light outside. So I was able to see the city of Chicago, which I couldn't see on the way there because it was dark. It was still early morning. So I'm looking out the window at all these neighborhoods that I don't know nothing about. Like in LA, I knew that fucking train, the red line, and the blue line, up and down, because I was riding them all the time, going places, and I lived so many different places around LA. I always had to take it, and this place to go there, and this place to go there, and I was working here. I knew I've been on every stop, basically. But Chicago, I didn't know any of the stops. I never heard the names of them. Never seen this stuff. So coming home from visiting a foreign city didn't feel like coming home. It kind of felt like, what is this place? This is still strange to me. It's just still strange. What is this? Look at this. Look at this city. And then I realized how different the northern part of Chicago is from the south side. Whoa. Like where I live feel like its own little world, its own little bohemian type of vibe, just hips, hipster type shit. The rest of that shit, they don't look like that. They don't act like that. It don't feel like that. It's so different. It's like night and day. The north side versus the south side, and it just feel weird. So finally got back home, and I was feeling great, and it was good to see my bed. Good to see my apartment, um, and good to see my neighborhood too. But then the very next day, which was today, I started feeling sick. My throat started hurting. I started feeling lightheaded. My body started aching. And I'm like, fuck, I was just about to, get in there and really just make video. I just want to get back. I love my job. I want to get back to making my videos, but I just didn't have no energy. So I ordered some food, and took a nap. And then when I woke up, the food that they couldn't bring because they said it was out, I had to go get like some soup type stuff, orange juice, and stuff like that. And I went and got it. And then I felt better after I ate, but I'm still not 100%. I'm still kind of tired. But I know that I just don't have the energy to create a regular video. So I was like, you know what? I'll just do a live and, spend a hour and some change just chatting and let that be my entertainment for the night. But I promise I'm going to get back on my videos and finding more stories. I'm really trying to build up a team of people to help me identify the best stories. That's really most important to me. I wish I could find some people that could not only find the stories, but write the little scripts. Like, it would be great if I could just, these are my scripts for the day, and just knock them out. Instead of me having to find the stories, write the scripts, do the graphics. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I guess with time it'll come. I'm very excited to continue to grow as a content creator, um even though maybe I should be aspiring for more, but I don't really need more. I'm really content with my life right now. Nobody's stressing me out. Nobody's bothering me. Nobody's trying to drag me down and trying to put me down. All I'm doing is just having fun every day. And then my little dream coming true because the day I was walking to get me some like orange juice and stuff. And then I ran into my neighbor and he was like, hey, and I was like, hey, and then I was walking again and I ran into one of the maintenance men at work and I'm like, hey, Ali. And he was like, hey, and I was like, oh my God, I'm knowing people and they knowing me. That's all I wanted. I just wanted to be knowing people and they know my name and I know their name. That's all I want. That to me, that feels like you're a part of a community. If you can wave and they can wave and there's no bad vibes. And that felt really good, to be able to do that. And got my little medicine, came back here, drunk a little bit of orange juice, then decided to get on live and I said I'll eat some soup when I'm finished. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. Do I have more stories to tell? Probably. Sometimes I don't get around to them, but I just need to get my energy back. All that touching them buffets and touching them doors and all that stuff. I probably picked up somebody virus or something like that. But thankfully, I don't have to be around nobody to pass it along. So yeah. So let's see. Food Creations by Cat Eye says, "Hello, hello." Fury World is laughing. Hey, what's going on? All right. So now I told a story about me going to Vegas and what a wonderful time I had. I don't think I left anything out. I had a wonderful, wonderful time. If anybody have any questions, you can ask me anything. Anybody want to know anything, let me know. I still got a few more minutes left on the live before I get out. Look at this one. This is a cute ass picture. See? That's me standing outside the Wizard of Oz. Yeah. Oh God, I broke my glasses in Vegas. And I wasn't even mad because I had those glasses since 2020. I got those glasses in 2020 in New Orleans, and that was such an amazing experience. The people at that place, they took such good care of me. So easy, perfect. I haven't had an experience like that. I tried to get my glasses redone in Dallas, and it was a horror story. So I still don't have the proper glasses. And now I was waking up on the time I was supposed to leave Vegas. I just woke up like, okay, and put my feet down. I heard crunch. I'm like, what the fuck? How did my glasses get on the floor? They broke. So it really is time for me to get a new pair of glasses. Now I got to figure out where to go. I don't want to go to The place I went to in Dallas, even though they are here, because I just don't want that headache no more. This is how you can tell when you're a good team, when you make a goal and you achieve it effortlessly, even if it's a simple goal of meeting up with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I want to see you. I want to see you too. And y'all can set that goal and that shit just happen. That's a simple ass goal. Well, a lot of people, you really not really compatible with people if you can't make a simple goal happen, let alone the bigger goals, like, starting a business or, partnering them with them, helping them, they're not going to come through. So, yeah, I need to find a eyeglass place to go to that I can go to, and when I walk out, I can have my fucking glasses that I can see. But this is a little different because now I need the reading part and I need the distance part. I need both. So maybe that's the problem. When I was in New Orleans, I didn't need both. I just needed the distance part. But now my eyes got worse. So let's look. Let's look at my story. Did you hear about the Baltimore police officer? These are people who are sharing my stuff. 42 years in prison. Oh, that's a story about somebody was written up at work for being dirty and musty. Did you hear about the man in Detroit who was rewarded $100? Did she tell her nail tech that she has HIV? I love that story. Okay. Usually, I have like 20. My stories are going viral, so I have like 20 shares of people's stories. 2021. But lately, I haven't been hitting the mark, so I don't know if it's me. I've only been having like 6, 7 shares, but that's fine. Long as somebody enjoying it. Somebody enjoying it. That you heard that tag? That's my group chat. This is the only group chat I've ever been in. Oh no, I ain't gonna say that because I was in an abuse group chat a long time ago. And but that's my group chat. But I need to turn that sound off because I don't be liking that. It be interrupting me sometimes, and I don't be wanting to talk about that stuff all the time. But yeah, so as you can see, I'm not feeling too well. I hope I don't look too hard on the eyes. Too hard on the eyes. I am tired. Let me see if there's anything else I can talk about. Hey, I'm live from Chicago. I'm on the South Side. I am 46 years old. I've been on YouTube since 2007. I'm the author of 22 books. Most of them are still in circulation. My last book was called Dallas, Texas, Black History. My next book is going to be called, I ain't going to say what it's going to be called, but it's going to be about Chicago. And, but I've written mostly relationship and self-help type books. And I know you're like, how the fuck you going to be a relationship expert and write a book about it? Because I'm perceptive and I got an opinion, and anybody can write a book. You can write one too, but once you write it, it do make you an expert because you can say I wrote the book on it. But yeah, I studied this particular type of relationship called loving female-led relationships for a very long time, and then I started writing my opinions about it and giving examples of how I think people can use this dynamic to strengthen their relationships. But it was very challenging because there was already a conception about what a female-led relationship should be, and that conception was that it should be centered around abusing men. So if you ever hear somebody say, "Oh, I want a female-led relationship," it's very likely, if they've never heard of me, it's very likely that they're saying, "I need a woman to control and abuse me." And once I realized that that's what men were thinking, because to me, female leadership is not about control and abuse, but to the majority of people, leadership is about controlling and abusing your power. So when I realized this what y'all want a bitch that's gonna control and abuse y'all, and y'all calling it female leadership, y'all would do that because that's what the idea of male leadership is. But to me, and that's why I had to write so many fucking books trying to overpower that misconception, is that female leadership isn't about controlling and abusing. That's the man's fantasy. It's about leading with love, leading with understanding, and trying to help the person. But it's so many men who want abuse. They crave abuse. They crave somebody to correct them. That's how you can tell a man they want correction. They're not gonna respect you if you ain't gonna come down on them hard like a hammer. They want a gorilla. And if they want to yell at you and then you yell back, motherfucker, fuck you, They want a gorilla. And if you don't be a gorilla with them, they think you weak. And if you're soft or if you cry or if you say this hurt me, they think you're a weak bitch. And they want you to control and punish them and be hard on them because in their mind, abuse, that kind of abuse and control is love. And I ain't the one. I'm not that one. I'm not even the one that's like, if you need me to tell you to do too much, I'm not interested. I'm like, dude, you a grown person. For yourself, you should be doing basic minimum things for yourself. Just for your own fucking self. You should be paying your bills on time. You should be working on your credit. I should not have to tell you to do those things. I should not have to tell you to get up in the morning and go to work. If you need that kind of motivation, you need a mother. And I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that for you. I'm sorry. You got to, at some point, you got to decide this is the kind of life I want, and I'm going to do what's necessary to get there. And then you give yourself the motivation to do those shit, the shit that you need to do. You shouldn't have to depend on a woman to make you get up and make you do things on time and make you out of fear. But a lot of men, they want to fear women. And it sucks. It sucks because I ain't the one. I don't want you to fear me. I don't want to fear you. I don't want to ever have to yell at you. I don't want you to yell at me. I don't want you to push me to see what kind of backbone I have. If I have to defend myself against you, we're not compatible. If you raise your voice at me, we're not compatible. You can get mad because I'm annoying, but you got to understand I'm not annoying you on purpose. I'm just being myself. If I am annoying being myself and it's too much, then you need to find somebody else. You can't aggressively correct me. I'm not going to listen. If you try to scare me into doing what you want, I'm never going to do it. I'm not going to talk to you no more. I'm not going to do it. I'm just not going to talk to you no more because you shouldn't have. You can ask. You can just ask. Can you not do that? And that depends. If it's a part of my own personality, because you can't ask me, can you not cry at movies? I'm going to cry. Can you not do that thing with your mouth? I don't realize I'm doing. I can't stop that. But if you ask me, I will make a conscious decision to not annoy you. But a lot of that shit I can't help. So fuck it. I ain't changing. And I ain't trying to change you. If it's not in you to want to go out and have fun and go on little adventures and have new experiences, then we're not compatible. And I'm not trying to fool you. I remember this one guy was like, "But sometimes you just gotta tell them." I said, "Well, if that's," and he made a good point. He said because men get stuck in their routine of going to work, coming home, watching the sports or watching their show or listening to whatever they're doing, and then stop. And you can break them out of that routine and get them to do other stuff. I don't want you to do it just to please me, and then end up resenting me. I don't want to. I don't want you to. Do what makes you happy. And if we run into each other while you doing that, then I think this is a better match. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that's why I'm still single because I'm not going to be strong arming no man, into joining me on my adventures when I don't really need you there. And if I go by myself, I'm gonna have a wonderful time. Take a look at my hair. So I got this done the day before I left. I was very surprised. It's actually long, braids. I actually went to the Africans this time. This is my fourth time trying to find a hairdresser in I'm gonna say Dallas. Why my mind's still stuck in Dallas for some reason, even though I know that's not home. In Chicago. I move too much, y'all. I can't wait to stop moving. I can't wait to find like that place where it feels like home. Chicago don't feel like home yet. Even though I did spend a lot of money furnishing my apartment and making it feel comfortable and cozy. And it definitely does. And I'm very, 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 very pleased when I look around like, oh my God, this is so cute. But that feeling of knowing where you at, I don't have that yet. I don't know where I'm at. I'm getting north, south, east, and west. I can tell you like right now, east is that way, west is that way. I can tell it. I can feel it. And that's when you kind of know. But I need to know what some of the neighborhoods are around me in relation to each other. I don't know that yet. I need to go to the dentist. I need to go to the eye doctor. Those are things that make you feel like you're a part of the city when you start to, fix stuff. Like I've been to the DMV, so I have that. I've been in Chinatown, so I have that. But yeah, so I went to this hairdresser, the African ladies, and I was like, can you do this? They said we could do everything. I was like, oh. I just said, well, I just want something simple to see if y'all could do it. Because actually I gave this hairstyle to the last girl who did my hair, and she said she couldn't do it. I was like, okay, this is very easy, just straight up cornrows. Like, I don't see my heart, but she couldn't do that. So so I'm gonna try them out on another hairstyle and see. And if they could do that hairstyle too, then we in business because their prices was reasonable. And the time they did it was quick and it was comfortable in there. I ran into this one girl who her pictures looked great on social media, but she said she braided hair out of a barbershop, and I don't want to spend 8 hours of my day around men like that. No. Sitting up there half my head done. Not that I felt like they was gonna judge me, but just the energy that's there. You can't talk. And then what if I say some shit? Then they want to debate. Bitch, I ain't here to defend myself or debate with no man about none of the shit I feel. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that don't happen when you're around women. When you're around women, even if y'all disagree, it's funny. It's like, bitch, you crazy. It don't feel like a tension, like a war, because a man would be like, and that's how you, bitch. I don't comment on anything I say because I'm not talking to you, and I don't want it to be. I don't want. The only time I spend time out of my house, I don't leave my house to go spend time with nobody. So the only time I do spend time outside my house is to go get my hair done, and that's gonna be like 8 hours. And you think I'm gonna sit up there and be arguing with a man? No. Having the man comment on some shit I had to say, looking at me sideways. No. Mm-mm. I want to talk about some periods and some birth control, whatever we need to talk about. Cheating, all that shit. Let's talk about it. But yeah, other than that, Kenneth said you should have taken me to Thunder and down the line. I put my wig in a rubber band. Kenneth, you didn't have to go. It was men there. It was men there. I seen 2 men there, and they were right with the women too. You're so funny. They would have liked you too. It was only one black guy. He was dancing. Let me see if I can see his picture, because I seen his picture. Him. He was the only black man there. His name was Malik. And he came up to me too, and I just was rubbing all on his back, rubbing all on his chest, hugging on him, like, oh, I got my hugs in. He better have come to me, because I would have been mad. But that was cool. I appreciate men that allow themselves to just be a tool for a woman's pleasure. Like, you like, just use me, touch me. They came up to me like standing there. This man took my glasses off, looked like, oh my God, and rubbed them on his penis to clean them. Then put them in his G-string, and I looked at him like, and he said, bite them. And I was like, ah! All the girls was going crazy. And the man gonna come stand his penis right in front of me like, what you want me to do with that? It was so funny. Man, I was just having fun. Just grown, consensual fun. That man said at the beginning, you can touch them, and they won't say no. I said, that sounds good to me, because they will be touched. But all the rest of the girls they was looking like, oh my gosh, you're so wild. They want that. They want to be manhandled. Squeeze them buns, girl. Squeeze them buns. That's what they getting paid for. They getting paid to just make us feel happy and laugh. But nobody was hardly even standing up. I was like the only one in that bitch like, hey, hey, show it, take it. It was so funny. Kenneth said, I believe in mutual relationships. Okay. And how is that different from what I'm talking about? Oh, when I was talking about female led. Yeah, that's what I'm just saying. Some people want relationships and they call it female led, but they just want to be controlled and abused by a woman. Yeah, and I don't want that. A lot of people. I know somebody that's so disappointing to me that really wants that. They want to be controlled and abused by a woman. That's their longing in life. And I just feel so sad. And I know somebody who made that their dream come true. They found a woman who was willing to control and abuse her, and she's definitely a gorilla. She's a gorilla. I'd be like, geez, lady. But she got, and then it's so funny because when I look at her, I see she don't really want to be like that. Like, what woman wants to have to growl at a dude to get him to respect her? She probably wants to be soft and sweet, but she can't because every man need her to be a monster. So she have to become the gorilla monster that they asking for. But anyway, I don't know, child. What am I talking about? I talk to my friend. I give you my friend Cherry update. I always end up talking about her at some point during the live, and she still got a man. And I told her today, I said, you must be good at making sure your whole satisfied because I have not complained once that I haven't heard from you since you got a new man. You know how when your friend get a new man, they ain't got time for you. She still got time for me. And she said, I would never do that. I'm always going to respond to you. And I was like, you know how to keep your hoes happy. That's what it is. So she's still happy. And yesterday I was chatting with her. I'm like, how's it going? She was like, girl, we on the phone right now. He's snoring. I'm like, oh, Lord. And she's like, he's on some, he ain't sleepy, but here he goes snoring. He just want to sleep on the phone with me. And she's like, I feel like I finally made a good choice. I'm like, oh my God. Yeah. She said he's so considerate. She said he's so considerate. I don't have to ask him to do certain things. I don't have to tell him you need to be doing this. He just does it. And he's so sweet. And I'm like, oh, she'll give me examples, and this what he sent me, and this what he did, and this what he did. I'm like, okay, I'm feeling it. And she just feel very loved. She just feel very much loved. And I'm like, what about the other niggas on your roster? And she's like, they don't compare. I'm like, wow. She don't talk to none of them no more. I'm like, what? That's crazy. It'll kind of happen just like that when you give somebody a chance. When you give somebody a chance. But she had been wanting a relationship. She had been giving guys chances. And she'd be like, girl, let me tell you what this guy said. Let me tell you what this dude said. Let me tell you what this dude said. Just knock him out the running. And the main thing that they do for her to knock them out of the running is not acknowledging her as a person and like trying to get her to fit into their idea of what they want. Like one guy was very successful and he's like, could you go to galas with me? Can you do this with me? Can you like he needs just a Barbie to come stand next to him and make him look good and play this role. And she's like, what about what I like? So that kind of knocks guys out the running for her. For me, I think I talked about it. Let me see. Kenneth say, I met so many people that want to be hit and want you to be dominant. It's not my scene. No, no. Yes, that's what I'm saying. This is a toxic and traumatic world. So most people have grown up in situations where they were traumatized, dominated, and controlled by their parents and by people around them, and it's exciting to them. So they're looking for that in their relationships. And I don't want to control nobody. I don't want to, make nobody do nothing that they don't want to do. I don't want to be the enforcer. I remember this one time, a grown ass man my age, he told me, you got to make me do it. Why would I make you do it? I just asked you to do it. You should just do it. If you want to. If you don't do it. You make me do it. I'm like, I don't want to make you. I don't want to make you. But yeah. So this last guy that I was telling you about that I met who looked like Morris Chestnut, he's still fine. But I realized his game. His game was, that's why he always called me on FaceTime because he knew I wouldn't be able to resist him if he looking at me because he was so gorgeous. Once I started calling him on FaceTime, it changed the whole dynamic of our interactions. I started being flipped, like, oh, whatever. Without seeing him, it wasn't as mesmerizing. I would not answer when he called me on FaceTime. I would not answer. So the last time we talked, I don't know what happened, but I ended up not talking to him for a whole day. So by the time he texted me back, like, hey, what's up? I was just like, we really ain't really compatible. I had told him that several times, but he didn't believe me. He thought I was just playing hard to get. But I could see that we're not compatible. One of the things he said that was like, no, we're not compatible. Guess what he said? When I told him about my nightmare of trying to go get my hair done and not being able to get it done, the girl took me on a wild goose chase and left me standing outside her house in the wild 100s, and even the Uber driver wouldn't leave me over there by myself. And I told him what happened, and you know what he said? You should just get a wig. I was like, what? I cannot imagine. I've never had any man tell me to get a wig. that just it just feel like you looking for a different type of woman than me. You know, you looking for a different type of woman than me. I just don't. What? Truly say, when did you leave Houston? I've been watching you since you moved to LA. I was never in Houston. That's what Truly Inspired is saying. Somebody in the chat is talking to me. She's saying, when did you leave Houston? I was in Dallas. I was in Dallas, Texas until June. I think July. July. I think I left the day. I think I left July 1st. I left Dallas, Texas, July 1st to come to Chicago. So I've been here for a few months. I was in Dallas, Texas for about 11 months, almost made it a year. But as soon as I moved there, I kind of started interacting with the city, like trying to get my classes done and stuff like that. And I could kind of tell that it wasn't really a city that I should stay in. I just kind of felt like it wasn't home. You kind of know what home is. And although I don't feel like Chicago is home yet, it's getting homier, and it definitely feels more comfortable being here because the people are so casual. They're not upscale. They're not, trying to be like, I'm the shit. Nobody act like that. Nobody. Only actually, I did meet one person who act like that, and I hope I never see her again. But I could tell she did that because she felt insecure, and I felt like she was comparing herself to me, which, bitch, you don't need to. I'm almost the same age as you. She was a little older than me. Like, you don't gotta act like you all that, because it don't at your age. You should know none of this shit matter. We all gonna age. We all gonna have our time in the sun and the shine, and things gonna change. And there's no reason to be putting me down. Like she was doing it and putting me down so she could make herself look better, and there's no reason to do that. Definitely not. But she said, did you like it? Did I like Dallas? Dallas was beautiful. I think Dallas is for people who have family and friends there. If you have friends there, if you go in there with the family, I think it's a safe place. And I honestly think that is a good place to raise children. Like, your children will come up, they'll be all right people. I think so. That's from what I gathered. Like, I don't think a lot of other cities I moved in, I wouldn't say go take your children there and raise them up. I wouldn't say that. But Dallas, I would say yes. Chicago people, so far, I like the people. I like how they are, even if they kind of, you know, I don't know what the word is, but I like how they turned out, like how the adults turned out. That's kind of how I judge it. When people say I'm born and raised here, what kind of person they ended up being? Just the heart of them. Like, even this guy said, who was like telling me I need to buy a wig. He wasn't doing it as an insult. He was doing it out of his heart to talk to me about problems that I had, trying to help me solve a problem. And he was very kind, and he would send me videos. He was very cool. Like, I could tell he could probably be a good friend, you know. But anything else, we were definitely not compatible for that. So I think Chicago people, good heart people. That's what I've experienced so far. Even if you're not compatible for anything else, like even a close friendship, they're not going to intentionally try to. I don't know. Some people say they do. Some people say they try to drag you and all this other stuff. I don't know. That's not been my experience. I met this one girl from Chicago here. I like her. I like her. She's cool. I don't think we could be really close friends, but just on a general basis, I would say she's a good person. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I don't know. And I miss. She say, truly inspired. Say, I miss the days when you were heavy into acting. You were even made it into the guild, I think. Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's talk about that. She said I was heavy into acting. I don't think I was heavy into acting. I was a background actor. I was a professional background actor in Los Angeles. Thank you. I would do about I would do a lot. I would do a lot of commercials, TV shows, everything, all of that. Full time. I was doing it full time. I could pay all my bills with that. And it was fun. It was fun for a long time. So let me see. She said I made it into. I did not make it into the guilds, but I was SAG eligible. I was eligible to join the SAG-AFTRA Guild, like the professional actors in Los Angeles. I was eligible to join. If I could wanted to pay the money, I could have joined it. Like I got all my vouchers to be able to call myself a professional actor with all the rest of them. But I think at the time it was like $2,000 or $3,000, and I was like, this ain't that serious. And I'm not an actress. I was a background actor, which means I'm not gonna talk. I'm just gonna walk by in the background. But since I've been to Chicago, I actually did one background gig, and I'm trying to I'm trying to I'm trying to find out what date, because they said the date. They said the date the episode was going to be on the air. So I'm going to try to find it again. Hold on, I'm looking right now. I know y'all like, bitch, you ain't talking. I'm looking. I'm looking through my email on my tablet. And I'm trying to find out the date because it's coming up soon. It's like, okay, it's either, I don't know, when does Chicago Med come out? When does that show come on? I never watched it, to be honest. I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV. So how about it's happening like either this week or next week? So like the 8th or the one after that. Whatever week the show come on. Let me see. Let me look on my computer. It might be easier. Chicago. Yay. No taking photos or posting on social media. I didn't do that. I don't know. It said something about it gave the dates. It said it's gonna be. I gotta tell my friend because her mom watches those shows, so she's gonna probably see me. I don't see it anymore. Oh, I found it. Here we go. No spoilers from set. We would like to keep the plot in the next episodes a surprise. So don't post any spoilers, no pictures with the cast, no mentions of the returns. I didn't mention that. Episode 1102 and 1103 will air on 10:08 and 10:15. So I think I was on 1103, which means October 15th. If you watch Chicago Med, you might see me. And this is what I might look like. I'm gonna show you. I ain't gonna tell you what the scene was. But I was trying to get my friend to practice with me before it. I'm sending her videos of me practicing dying because I thought it was gonna make me die or something because it's Chicago Med. I thought I was gonna be in the hospital dying, but I wasn't in the hospital. This is me playing a flight attendant. Look at me, I look cute. I look cute. Everybody was like, "You look sincere. You look real." So then, actually, when I was in Vegas, I seen a real flight attendant. I said, "You're a real flight attendant?" And she said, I said, "I played one on TV and I feel so special." She was like, "Okay." But that's me. So check it out. On what date I said now? I forgot already. 10:08 and 10:15. I'm probably gonna be on the second episode, which was 10:15. So October 15th. Find out when Chicago Med and look for me. You might see my elbow or my leg or something. You don't know, but you gonna know. You won't see. I can't watch it because I don't know what channel it come on, and I don't have regular TV, so I don't know how to watch it. But it was a great experience, being back on set, and they do everything the same as LA. They do everything the same as LA. The same kindness, the same same vibe. But I haven't been able to go back because every time they put out they need people, I didn't feel like my hair was looking good enough for me to want to go be on TV. So that was holding me back too. I would have probably, submitted to go work again, but if my hair is ugly and I'm feeling ugly, like with all these hairdressers, I felt like I was ugly, and I didn't want to be on there. But with that hairstyle, I felt pretty confident. So we'll see. Truly said, and where's Odell? Odell is right over here. Let me go grab him. I know I ain't show him in a long time. Hold on a second. All right, I'm back. And here is Odell. And for anybody who doesn't know Odell, Odell is my friend. And me and Odell, we travel everywhere together. I've been with him since, I think I got him in like 2017. So he's been with me for a long time. I'm through so much stuff. This is the only consistent thing that I've had in my life. I've changed addresses, I've changed so many different things about myself. This Odell has been consistent. I did not take Odell with me to Vegas, but usually anytime I travel, I always take Odell with me. And I got Odell in 2017 because I was lonely and I just was like, you know what? Maybe I need to find myself a friend. And then I got Odell from right from the dollar store. It was like a little store in LA in my neighborhood, and I found him there, and I've been having him ever since. Odell got green eyes like me, and you know I haven't hugged him in a long time. But thanks for asking about Odell. I remember one time I was on the dating apps at one point, and I went out with this guy, and I took Odell with me. I said, fuck it, I don't be trying to impress nobody. So I said, I'm gonna take Odell with me. And I'm gonna say, hi, meet my friend. Like it's regular. I did that. I was like trolling. And he was like, hi, Odell. I took Odell with me just to be trolling a little bit. Of course, I never heard back from him, but it don't matter. Yeah, that's my friend. Um, Matthew says the government shutdown is not good. It can mean no pay for airline workers, etc. What government shutdown? I haven't heard about that. Jay say, cute friend. Hey, yeah, thanks for watching. You meet my friend Odell. Odell's been around for a long time, y'all. It's like everything around me is brand new. Every picture, every painting, everything. Everything is new. Odell, the only thing that's not new. The only thing that's not new. So I really appreciate him. Let's sit him right here so he can hang out while we on our live. Matthew says on the news. Okay, well, hopefully it'll come across my feed, eventually. But yeah, so if y'all new here, y'all can still start this video back over and listen to me talk about my trip to Vegas. It was the first time I ever went to Vegas, and I said, if I ever make it to Vegas, I made it in life. And I made it to Vegas. I spent like 48 hours there, I think, a little bit less, but 2 nights there, 2 nights, 2 days and 2 nights, and I had a blast. I'm so glad I went. It was a beautiful time. It's still much more to see, so I know I'll go back if there's like an event. Like if I had known that Erica Badu is like performing like tomorrow or something. If I had known, I would have made my trip a few days later. You know what I'm saying? So I can make sure that she was a part of it. But I still got to go see the Las Vegas Aces play at the Michelob Ultra Arena, and it was a life-changing experience. It was so wonderful, so exciting. I never forget just how much fun I had. I had a blast just at that game alone. If I had done nothing else the whole time, that would have still been fun, but I still had more fun because I went to the Sphere to see the Wizard of Oz, and then I went to see the Thunder from Down Under, the male strippers, and it was fun just seeing them and smacking their asses and objectifying them. It was fun. Jay say, I caught your last live. You moved. Congratulations on your travel. I did move. I moved to where am I? Chicago. I'm gonna get it together one day. I wonder what it will take for me for this to completely feel like home. Because honestly, today when I ran into my neighbor and I ran into the other guy, Ali, it felt so comfortable and so happy to say hey, and it was like hey, and that made me feel so happy to do that. Like that made me feel good. But there's still something missing. There's something missing where Chicago don't feel like home for me yet. Even though I got my driver's license, I spent all this time and money furnishing this apartment and making it cozy, but something is missing. Some kind of connection. But I don't know what it'll take for it to happen. But as of right now, I don't want to leave. I have no desire to go to another city. So yeah. I saw this weird ass man looking at me today. I just did not like his vibe at all. That was just uncomfortable. And he was just standing around. It was just uncomfortable. I hate that feeling. That don't happen to me often, but I had that shit today. But okay, so it's been over an hour. I came on just to chat with you guys and, tell y'all the story. I hope y'all enjoyed listening to me be excited and talk about all the things that was in my head and on my heart. And I enjoyed sharing it with you. So if anybody got anything else to say, let me know. You can ask me anything as long as you ask it nicely. Truly say, you normally stay in a place when you're working on a project. Oh, damn. You're so right. You're so right. So yeah, so I stayed in LA for so long because I had a goal set when I got there, and it took me a long time to achieve it. And then when I moved to Dallas, I was working on the project of the Dallas, Texas Black History, and once it was done, there was no reason for me to stay. And same with the book, the Micanopy Black History book I did. So once it was done, it was no reason for me to stay. I was ready to go. And probably that's why I didn't want to stay in Alabama. When I stayed in Alabama, I was not working on a project while I was there. Mm-mm. So here I do have a project for Chicago that I want to write a book. I want to write about Chicago, and I'm going to do it. So I don't know, but thank you for recognizing that. Truly inspired. Matthew said you like getting manicures and pedicures. I do get pedicures. I don't get manicures. I have bald head nails. I don't get my nails done. It never occurs to me. I just don't want to. I don't know. Just the idea of sitting in there in front of somebody's face for that long. Just already done working on my feet for that long. I don't like being in people's face. Like maybe if they could put like a curtain or something like that. I don't want to be sitting up staring at people's face. That's a lot. I already got to get my fucking hair done every month. I wish I could move it to every 2 months to get my hair done. That would be better. But now I got to get the shit done every month, every 2 3 weeks. I'm going back there, get another hairstyle. I don't like doing that. But I definitely ain't gonna be like, now I gotta sit and look at you while you do my nails too. That's too much. It ain't that serious. It don't cost me nothing. I don't know. One guy did mention it. He said, I see you don't get your nails done. I was like, no. He said, would you like to get them done? I said, I'm sure I could get them done if I wanted to get them done myself, but that's not that's not a desire. Julie said, yep, and you found a place, find a way to improve it and leaving your mark. And once you finish, then you move on. Okay. Well, I want a home because when you look at all the legendary, truly legendary, impactful people that really impact the world, they started off by impacting their community and they spent a long time there. Like the first person that come to mind is what's that lady name was? Hold on. Delphine, not Delphine LaLaurie. I told her story too. Marie Laveau. Marie Laveau from New Orleans. There's so much drama surrounding this lady name. Like she was a witch, she was that, really she was a community activist. She was known for helping people. She was a hairdresser. She was known for helping people and taking care of people in her community. And she stayed there for decades doing that. Then you get Barack Obama. He lived in Chicago. He worked for 10 plus years at the university as a professor. You got to stay somewhere. You got to set some roots and you got to practice the art of serving your community. If you want to serve beyond that, if you want to be a bigger impact, And I have yet to find a community to serve. And that's why I say I want to see if I can serve here in some way. You can't just be bouncing around, bouncing around. You gotta stay committed somewhere. And I have not been committed anywhere because I have felt unsafe. I have not made personal connections, you know, and at times I have felt unwelcome. So this girl camera is so good. Look at her. This is a girl that made me get on TikTok. Like literally, I was not on TikTok until she went viral one day, and I was like, "Let me get on TikTok if she's there." She lives in Miami too, but yeah, she broke the internet literally that time with a little dance that she did. Everybody was like, women who had never considered being with a woman was looking at her like, maybe. That was so funny. But yeah, we'll see how it goes. Life is not a test. There's no right and wrong. The only thing I try to do, make decisions with the best intentions at all times. Like I'm not trying to drag nobody down. I'm not gonna hurt that bitch. I'm gonna make that bitch cry. Never know malice with the decisions I make is never intended to hurt anybody. I make all my decisions with the best of intentions, and what happens next, let the chips fall where they may. Like even with my glasses, I was disappointed that my glasses broke. But then I said, well, now it's gonna really push you to go get some new glasses. You've been wanting to, go do it. So, it's not the end of the world. So yeah, I got another trip coming up this month. Again, yeah, honey, I'm about to take a couple more days off and go do what I need to do, and and enjoy myself. So I'm excited about that too. But yeah, all right, guys, thank you so much for joining me, hanging out, listening to me. And if you made it this far in this video, that's awesome. Thank you. Go join me on Facebook, please. Find me on Facebook because on Facebook I post way more than I post on YouTube. I only go live on YouTube because I like the YouTube audience and going live. But on Facebook, if you want to see like consistent news and stuff on your feed, I post everything on Facebook, not just videos. I post only the videos on here, but I post pictures, I post text, I say my opinions about stuff. It's a lot more content to consume on Facebook than it is here. And I'm on Instagram and TikTok too, but I just like the Facebook better because they pay the most, So if y'all watching my content there, it's helping me to get paid and support myself. So y'all don't got to give a penny, but make sure y'all like. If y'all like my content, y'all share my content, y'all leave a comment. That's helping me to get paid more. So thank y'all for watching, and thank y'all for being there, and thank y'all for keeping up with me. I'm not feeling well. I know I said that, but let me go curl up, eat some soup, and maybe get some more rest. I did just put a video out there. I'm still hot. I did just put a video out there. Hopefully that's doing all right. Y'all enjoy that content until I feel better. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Thank you so much, Fury World. I'll talk to you guys soon.